This channel supports 8-Bit Salute and Operation Supply Drop. Please help us raise money to help support our men and women in service throughout the world. Operation Supply Drop, making fun where there is none. What up, everybody? This is your boy Blak Magus, and NCAA tournament is now over, both men's and women's. Didn't really keep track of the women's because it was pissing me off because the inevitable was pretty much steamrolling its way down the pipe, which was Connecticut won. Gina Ariyama is now has the most championships in college basketball than any coach. He beat John Wooden's record of 10. He has 11. Congrats to you, but I honestly think that's one of the reasons why people can't get down with women's college basketball like that. The parity, lack of parity. It's not cool. You have like a set number of teams that are going to challenge and that are probably going to win. It doesn't feel like there's a big threat. Like, it doesn't feel like there's the aura of surprise of anything can happen. The best team can win on any day, like you get in the men's tournament. In the men's tournament, we found out this year, more so than any that I can recall in recent history. Probably the last huge improbable thing was George Mason, their run. Although last year you had some really crazy runs. I remember a year before you had a couple of crazy runs. There's always at least one or two like crazy runs where you're like, yo, is this team going to do it? And you don't get that in women's college basketball. It's just Connecticut is always going to do a lot of recruiting. There were a couple of years where a couple of ACC teams were looking good. I remember back in the day when Virginia used to be a top team, Tennessee used to be that, but Pat Summitt not being around, I don't know what Tennessee's going to be like for the foreseeable future. Connecticut is that constant, and Notre Dame is another one. It's just, you just get like 2 or 3 teams that are pretty much worth backing, and then the rest are like, y'all gonna show up, y'all gonna have good games against each other, but once you run into one of these powerhouses, you're just gonna get stomped. Whereas again, go to college basketball. Who the fuck was picking Middle Tennessee State other than a Middle Tennessee State alum or somebody who is a family member of a Middle Tennessee State player or something like that? I'm sure most of the student body of Middle Tennessee State wouldn't have picked them in the tournament bracket to beat a team that a lot of people thought was going to make that run and win the championship, Michigan State. You don't get that in women's college basketball, so that's one reason why you don't hear me talk about it much, because it's not that it's bad basketball. I make the argument all the time that women's basketball, fundamentally speaking, is better basketball than men's basketball, but that's another argument. Bottom line is, you don't get a lot of parity, so it makes for a lack of excitement and viewability in my mind, because I don't need to continue to see teams like Connecticut dominate over and over again. It gets boring. It gets very, very boring. Anyway, moving forward, hell of a championship game. I was going back and forth between that and Monday Night Raw, and that game, man, that goddamn game, it was fucking incredible. Yeah, words can't describe how good that fucking game was, you guys. And it's funny because Villanova was controlling the game for the most part, in my opinion. Villanova's that type of team, though. They're a very tough, gritty, hard-nosed defensive team that, likes to put a lot of pressure on you with their guards, with their drives and stuff like that. That's just been the DNA of Jay Wright's team. North Carolina has always been a perplexing team in the last few years. It's like massive talent, and when they click, you know. But they have those lulls, and they were having a big lull last night. You know, in my opinion, it's they're that team that was in the Final Four for North Carolina is going to go down, I think, in history as so much potential but missed opportunity. Um, because they just really um I don't know, they just that's why I didn't pick them. I picked them to go to the Final Four, but I didn't pick them to like do anything. I figured they'll do well enough to get there, but when it came to like showtime, they would do, you know, what they did, but they didn't fold. At least they didn't completely fold. They that run in the second half was great. Hats off to them. Uh, in the end of that fucking game, good lord. So Page takes the most improbable, unwarranted. I'm sure in his mind, if not, I didn't see Roy Williams. I don't remember seeing a replay of it. I don't remember seeing Roy Williams while the play was going down, but I'm sure somewhere, either in his mind or vocally, Roy Williams was screaming his ass off, like, what the fuck are you doing? He went up for that three. He probably didn't need to go up for the three when he did, first of all. And then the fact that he took a very long three when you want to get the best percentage shot. Get the best percentage shot. If you don't have the long range shot, get fouled, get to the line, something like that. But no, he pulls up, pumps, double clutches, and shoots an awkward three from the hip that bangs in. How the fuck do you? And it's funny because they were making commentary about how he gets chided for not being the greatest of three-point shooters and all that. Well, could have fooled me with that garbage ass shot that he made. Like, seriously, it's no disrespect to him, but 9 times out of 10, I'm sure if you ask a coach, he's gonna say, "Yeah, that was nah." I would have like fucking had a heart attack. You know, the fact that he made it probably saved him a lot of grief. You know, because at the end of the game, it tied the game up. It was, you know, it was setting up overtime to give them an opportunity to win with about 5-6 seconds left. So we go to Villanova, who orchestrates a great play to get it down court. You know, you get the pass to gosh, I can never say his name, the point guard, who's tough as fuck, by the way. Great way to end your career. But he gets the ball back, and Jenkins, you know, just leaks over. He didn't really just do much. He just, like, you know, leaked to a spot, got a good pass, pulled the trigger. Bang. You know, he was able to step it. And for the life of me, I don't understand why anybody didn't try to have hands in the face at that moment. I guess they figured he wasn't, you know, that much of a threat. Well, he's a threat. He was a threat, you know, in hindsight. But he was able to step into the jumper, bang it in. It was incredible. It was just that flurry at the end. You know, hats off to North Carolina for making, first of all, the run to get back in that game. But hats off to Villanova for being the tough, gritty team that you always are. And, you know, North Carolina came swinging with the haymakers, and you were, you know, kind of woozy on your feet, but you stood up. You kept on your feet. You hit the knockout blow at the end. It was fucking great. Overall, tournament was extra enjoyable. Yeah, I screamed, bitched, and moaned about my brackets, but you know, it's all in good fun, people. It's all in good fun. By the way, shout outs to my homegirl, SB. She won our pool. She ended up with the highest rated bracket in the group. Let me go and see what's the score overall. Her color bracket won. She ended up with 880 points, which overall, if you compare it like nationwide, pretty goddamn like sad. But shit, for this group, because she had 800, I ended up in second place somehow with my high pick with 870. The next highest was 800 by Josiah, and then after that, just a clusterfuck all over. Like a lot of people looking at the whole thing, she's the only one who picked Villanova in any of the brackets submitted. So, damn, hats off to you. You got great win, and just clipped me by 10 points, but still deserve it, especially for getting Villanova after all of that, after all the pain. Looking at these rounds, I mean, looking at the scores of the rounds, like she came up in the Final Four, but like all of us, she was just getting devastated round by round. Damn, this tournament was wild. But I enjoyed it very much. Can't wait till next year. So this is why I love college basketball, y'all. College basketball, this is my shit. It's my favorite sport, hands down. Well, second favorite, I guess. Professional football would probably be my first, but college basketball is right up there, definitely. But anyway, you guys hit me up. Let me know what you think, and I'll holler at you later. This your boy Blak Magus, and I'm out. Deuces.